On Twitter, there was a really good discussion about opioids and how most people who genuinely need them, like dying people and people with cancer, cannot get them right now because of all the targeted list and bullshit saying, oh, maybe you abuse it. I don't know. Sounds shifty. You have pain. But the person correctly wrote that letting or making marijuana federally legal would help. And that is very true for most people. But I cannot stress enough, if you're not, like, I want to sing this from the rafters because I've actually seen it in effect, and you don't hear about it a lot. If you have a form of psychosis, like bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder, schizophrenia, any of those, I know some have different names, you get the idea. Do not take weed because you will have a bad reaction most likely. And I guess if you really want to, try it with someone trusted, but I really don't recommend it. For me, as far as I'm aware, I have no psychosis, just PTSD, anxiety, and depression. I had a drink with 10 milligrams in it, and I felt like I was fine. I had a wonderful time. It really helped with my pain. I just regretted drinking it while I was in public. One of my sisters drank a much smaller, I think it was only 1 milligram, and she was at home, but she had a very bad reaction because she does have some form of psychosis. So just make sure you know that. And even if you don't know if you have it, but maybe family have it, be real sure. And again, don't do it alone, just to be certain that it reacts fine for you. But if you don't have psychosis and you're not driving, I'm dead serious about that. Do not fucking drive even after one toke. Do not do it, assholes. Then it can really help with pain. In fact, I find that almost darkly hilarious because, yes, people can be addicted to weed with THC. It's technically possible. It's not super common, but it can happen. I've actually in my life known one roommate who kept a bong in the shower and one was a sister's boyfriend who literally could eat a 250 milligram bar and just sit and be fine. And if you have no idea, that is a high dose of weed. That's like 2 months worth for me if I'm having a really bad pain time. That's pretty extreme. And I gotta say, I'm not a fan of smoking anything. I mean, I'm not gonna judge you, do what you gotta do, but I do feel smoking still gives you the cons of smoking a thing. My favorite is heat vapes. They heat the cannabis, and just it's kind of like heating it up like a little tea. There's no extra chemicals, but I guess depending how you feel about plastic, there's that. I do truly believe CBD helps with small pains, but I have never known a disabled person that CBD did enough for on its own. Like, if you're disabled, you want a THC lotion at the least. And if you're looking for pain relief and you don't have psychosis, THC, trust me on this, because CBD, and now, of course, I must say, it reacts differently for everybody, both of these. So, if you have no mental issues, you take THC and like 5 other people do the same thing, you might all have different reactions to it. So, I don't know though. I mean, if the costs weren't, like, in my dream world, I know I've said this before, it'd be covered on Medicaid, because since the addiction rate is so low and the ramifications are pretty low, especially if we're talking edibles, that just makes sense to me. Like, versus Vicodin, which I have been begging for years, and they will not give me. Yet I was given it just leaving the ER when I had that cyst, but I don't even think they knew how bad it was if they didn't care. And I had no idea how strong that was because I wasn't quite sick yet. Well, sick. So it's just really stupid to me. And if you are on anything opioid, even like Tramadol, and you've had good success with it, and your doctors are, well, we just decided we don't want to do those anymore. Put up the fight. It's worth it. Tramadol does really help me. I mean, that and the muscle relaxers, if I forget one or the other, I am going to have a bad day. So, thankfully, no addictions yet, but I'm sure if I had a high enough dose, it might hit,